the BYU men's golf team is just an incredible story. An outstanding human being. He's obviously an outstanding golfer. His name is Keanu Akina. You come to BYU as a walk-on. You're a multi-sport star, and now you're one of the stars of this team. Can we just take a walk down memory lane of how you got to BYU and why you decided to play golf?
Yeah, well, first of all, I don't think I would say I'm one of the stars on the team.
He is.
Come on.
It wasn't a question. It was a statement, Keanu.
All right.
Very humble.
But yeah, what was the question? How I ended up at BYU?
How'd you end up at BYU?
Yeah, I think growing up, I always kind of liked BYU. I mean, being a member of the church, watching BYU play. So I grew up in Hawaii. I went to school at Kahuku. I mean, most BYU football fans know.
Red Raiders.
Yeah.
Sure.
Let's
North
go.
Shore, man.
Kahuku. So I grew up there, and then when I was a senior, we moved here to Utah. My whole family, we came. And I was looking to play basketball in college. And I played golf in high school a little bit, kind of just during the regular season. I also played when I was little, but I didn't really take it very seriously. And then when I came here, my high school basketball coach was also the golf coach. And so I told him, like, hey, coach, like, I want to play golf as well. Are you okay with that? He's like, yeah, come try out. So I went to tryouts, and I shot the best score at the tryout. And he was like, okay, so you're going to be our number one guy, I guess. And I played the whole season. I actually had a pretty good season in high school. And Coach Brockbank was coming out watching Elijah and Max. And I was kind of keeping up with him. And so he would talk to me a little bit and talk to my coach. And my coach kind of told me, do you have any interest in playing college golf? And I was like, not really. We'll see. But then end of basketball came around. I wasn't really getting the looks that I wanted. And so I started thinking about, you know what? D1 golf might not be so bad. Won't have to run as much.
It's true, right?
Yeah.
Is there no sprinting in golf conditioning?
LaVell Edwards said if he could do it again, that he would have been a kicker or a golfer in college. So there you go.
Yeah, I think I made the right choice. It's a good life.
Clearly.
Okay, let's talk about your basketball prowess, though. You played in a game where you scored 34 points against Chino Hills when LaMelo Ball was on the other team. What? Tell us about that game.
I mean, just a crazy game.
Was that with? Did you go to PG, by the way? Or
Yeah. So I went to
was that with PG against Chino Hills? Okay.
Yeah, it was some winter tournament we were playing, and that was when LaMelo was big, the whole thing, him shooting from half court. It was all over Instagram and YouTube and stuff.
Yeah.
We have video, I'm told. Okay, here we go. Yeah.
Oh shoot. Yeah. So, I mean, we were pretty stoked to even come to this tournament and be in the same gym with these guys, and then we had a couple good games. We got to match up with them, and we believe we could beat them. And the style they played was crazy. They would just run and just shoot it from everywhere, get rebounds, press. It was just wild. And so it was a really fun game. I mean, in the first half, honestly, I was really scared.
Woo!
First half, I had 2 points. I was so scared. But then second half, I mean, just kind of let go. And
You made
You
eight
had
threes?
32 points in the second half.
yeah, I got hot. and coach just gave us the green light. He's like, look, if we're
Look
going
at
to
you.
stay in this thing, we got to just hit threes.
Thanks to ballislife.com, obviously.
That's a Rancho Mirage High School.
Was Eli Scott on that team, too, the
Yeah.
LMU guy?
Yeah.
Yeah. He played on that same team.
Wow.
So they had 4 or 5 NBA guys on the roster.
Wait, who else was on there? Do you remember?
They had Mello, Jello, Eli Scott, and that one guy.
Jello being LiAngelo?
Yeah.
The brother?
I don't remember his name, but he was a big guy.
Yeah. Oh, my gosh. Wait, so why are you playing golf again?
Has Mark Pope contacted you about a potential roster spot?
Hey, I don't know if you heard, but basketball needs some help right now. No, that's awesome, man. Was that the greatest athletic performance of your life? Or have you done something better than that?
Athletic performance?
You've done some pretty fantastic things on the golf course, too.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's kind of hard to compare, but I would say 34 points is not as impressive as shooting a 64.
Yeah.
Have you shot a 64?
Yeah.
When?
Only 2 times. Once.
Oh, only 2 times?
only
No,
two-
I'm not
only
impressed.
Twice.
I was thinking it was 3.
Other guys on the team have lower scores than that. But University of New Mexico's tournament, first one we played this year, shot a 64, and then in our last qualifying at Riverside, I got one.
Dude,
How?
that's amazing, man.
Keanu Akina is with us on BYU Sports Nation from
You're the
Kahuku,
most-
Hawaii to Pleasant Grove, now to
You're the
BYU.
most interesting Hawaiian golfer turned walk-on turned basketball player turned. You went to the Czech Republic and Slovakia on your mission,
Yeah.
dude. You're an interesting cat, man.
Yes, for sure, and multifaceted. Okay, so let's talk about the current golf team. What are your aspirations with BYU men's golf right now as it pertains to individual things and also competing as a team?
So we want to win a national championship. And I mean, we work really hard. I think we got the guys to do it. And I think we're peaking at the right time. Everyone's games are looking nice, so I think we can do it. Obviously, Carson's our guy. He's gonna be leading us. But I think if we can all kind of just play the golf that I know we can play, then we're as good as anybody.
I love that confidence, and it goes through Pepperdine. Pepperdine's one of the best teams in the country. You can compete right against them in the WCC championships, right?
Yeah, we're gonna get a good tournament with them in the championship. So
Down in Vegas, is that next week or a couple weeks from now?
I think it's next week.
Okay.
I was talking to your head coach, one of your head coaches, Todd Miller, about the Chambers Bay Invitational. He said it's the craziest, most difficult golf scenario he's ever seen. He said Stanford as a team shot like 80 over par.
Oh,
he's like,
gosh.
this is Stanford we're talking about. What were the conditions like there? Walk us through that tournament.
Yeah, you're talking about the Pasatiempo tournament?
Yeah.
It was crazy. I mean, Coach Summerhays said he's never really seen anything like that either. And
Oh, yeah, you're working with a former PGA player in Daniel Summerhays as well.
yeah, I mean, he's not really a big deal either, but no, he's been great. He's been great for our team. And yeah, conditions were crazy. It was just super windy. And what got me the most was how much it was affecting the putts. Because obviously, if you hit a ball high, it's gonna blow around, but it was just crazy to me, like the putts were just blowing.
Jeez.
And so, yeah, the first day was really tough, and even the second day, but we were able to the last 2 days we played really solid. So it was a good finish for us.
Well, let's pub the Cougar Classic this weekend in Provo. You guys are hosting at Riverside. Come out and watch if you want to watch.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Keanu in the
You
game.
come and support the guys. Come watch.
Yeah,
We'd love to have a big gallery out there. It'd be
that'd
sick.
be awesome, man.
Yeah, you're not one that gets nervous hitting the golf ball in front of big galleries?
No,
I need to talk to you about that.
I don't care. I mean,
I love it.
That's awesome.
This man scored 34 against LaMelo.
Will you sign this flag for us? That'd be all right.
yeah.
Okay.
Keanu Akina.
Red Raider turned Viking.
BYU men's
go.
golf.
Yes, sir. Thanks for having me,
Thanks for
guys.
hanging out,
Yeah,
man.
yeah.
Thanks for coming in.
Take some karma from BYU Sports Nation. Go play well
Get
at the
this
Cougar
guy on
Classic.
Scully. Let's go.